let's say, maybe bigger decisions offside. And I think we all have to be really careful in what we say about officials. That was, I think, in retrospect, probably by millimetres a good goal.
Absolutely, and you've hit it the nail on there, by millimetres.
Yeah, yeah. And if we leave that decision aside, which no doubt they're still complaining about, then Gerrard's turn and finish, following up from when he went straight through on Keylor Navas, thanks to Carlos Sanchez's ball, it shows that this striker who led the battle in the 1-1 draw recently against Football Club Barcelona and scored, is a menace, and Real Madrid have to wake up and stop giving him chances. Third time could be lucky.
I mean, I'd say he's probably just about the sharpest striker we've seen on the pitch in the first 45 minutes.
I'd agree with that. Steve Archibald always says to you and I on the show, he's not necessarily a natural finisher, but he's Espanyol's best finisher.
Espanyol attacking the goal to the left of your screens. Mike Navarro joining in attack in the first move after the restart. It's played back to Carlos La Roca Sanchez. Is Lopez, square to Duarte. Sends one over the top, looking for Garcia, who manages to bring it down brilliantly. Thought about a shot, I think, basically because he couldn't see the pass, and he failed to link with Sergi Darder. It's not the greatest clearance, and Basquez helping out his Darder. And in the end, Keylor Navas coming off his line. There seemed to be a probable offside there against Gerard Moreno, but they had plenty of bodies in the box, just couldn't quite find the clarity of thought there, Graham.
It's true, but it was really nicely nipped back by Victor Sanchez, who was wide awake when Real Madrid thought they'd won possession. Just a further identity of Espanyol believing they can win this game.
I think they probably do believe that. I'm sure Quique Sanchez Flores has told them at half-time, just keep doing what you're doing. We've got a chance here tonight. Well,
for anybody who's unsure about their patient approach, remember that they're big victories this season against Atleti, against Barca in the Cup. The 1-0 victories each came in the 88th minute.
That one's given away, however, and it's on the break. Asensio with the ball at his feet, driving at the penalty area. Going down Marc Navarro. Asensio clearly asking for support. He plays it back in the end to Nacho, who's crossed his paw. Sanchez playing it out, finding Moreno. Moreno quick to link with Sergio Garcia. Takes it inside Rafa Varane. And Kovacic there to sweep up the clippings. But it will be a free kick to Espanyol. Kovacic was down in seeking to regain control of the ball. The referee judges him to have brought the Espanyol player down. Free kick. And I think that's typical of the kind of irritation a player like Sergio Garcia can cause in a rival defence. He isn't the quickest, but it's tough to get the ball off him.
He got his foot in the right place. Kovacic was a little bit dozy, led to what the referee judged to as the Croat pulling the Espanyol striker down to the ground.
Looks to be Pablo Piatti to take this. Although Darder is also waiting. Piatti swings it in. Gareth Bale with the header. Roca Sanchez wins it back. It falls for Sergio Garcia. Drives it in low at the near post. Keylor Navas forced to block. First corner of the second half to Espanyol.
Really like his work here, because look what he's trying to do. As Keylor comes out, he realises that Gerrard is at the edge of the 6-yard box, sees that Garcia's going for that front post, and is still well enough positioned to make a good save.
The corner whipped in, punch clear by Navas. It'll be corner number 2.
Through a crowd, Simon. There was a moment when he made his decision to go that he thought, am I going to get there because of the crowd of bodies? But he did.
Third corner of the game for Espanyol, the second in quick succession. Played in short this time. And off the top of the crossbar, it's a goal kick, but Espanyol going very close to getting the opening goal of the game. And it seemed to come off Oscar Duarte's back.
Duarte, you're right. And if it drops a little bit to the left, it can either go into the net, or Gerrard's there alone, one-on-one with Keylor.
Meanwhile, Real Madrid have lost possession again. Espanyol really coming at them since the restart. Lopez back to Diego Lopez. Sends it long. Convincingly won by Ramos, only as far as Roque Sanchez. Sanchez, such an experienced player, looking so composed on the ball. Not quite the same can be said for Aaron on that occasion. He gave it away to Ashraf. Lucas avoiding the first challenge from Victor Sanchez, who doesn't mind going in with both feet flying. There's one for Bale to deal with if he can.
I'll go back to what I said. In the UK, we call it making hay while the sun shines. Take advantage of your opportunity. Carlos Sanchez not only doesn't have Kroos and Modric controlling the play, keeping the ball, starving him of possession. When he picks it up and he had time there, stop, think, chest it down, and make a nice pass. Casemiro is not on top of him. This is his moment, and he's using it.
Goal kick for Espanyol. Diego Lopez sending it deep. One in the air by Ramos. Sanchez heads it back. Sergio Garcia. Ramos taking a knock, having a little bit of a wry look at the Espanyol number 9. Llorente heads forward. Sanchez again. Beautiful composure and control. Victor Sanchez finding Aaron. Aaron turns away from Ashraf with ease. Here's Piatti. Getting away from Rafa Varane. And Llorente doing really well to come and help out his number 5. Varane. Because he can be a real handful to defend, Pablo Piatti.
He's so quick and he is technical. He's erratic, that's his main flaw. But if he's having his day, you know you're going to have a nightmare against him.
Isco trying to set Gareth Bale through, but it was blocked by David Lopez. Aaron. Back to Victor Sanchez. Well, he gives it away. Or rather, it's stolen off him by Ashraf Hakimi. Tries a shot at goal. It's saved by Diego Lopez. We've seen Ashraf score already this season. That one not testing the Espanyol keeper too much.
I think it was legitimate, though Bale wasn't moving. He was covered. Ashraf had the shot on. He maybe should have made more of the opportunity, make Diego save, but he earned the right to have a shot on goal.
Piatti starting to link already in this second half with Aaron, something we didn't see too much of in the first half. Roque Sanchez. Lucas was on him straight away. The loose ball falling to Victor Sanchez. That's disappointing from the Espanyol captain.
Yeah, we saw a little stat just in the middle of the action that says that Carlos Sanchez won the ball back 15 times. As we see the interception on the man that Zidane's taken something of a risk on tonight, doing maybe what Danny Carvajal would have done too.
You've got a stat about Gareth Bale too, haven't you, Graham?
With 116 appearances tonight, he's equalling Beckham's record British appearance.
Victor Sanchez with the shot. Sorry to interrupt, straight into the chest of Keylor Navas.
In La Liga, Beckham holds the record, held it on his own until tonight. Bale, who hasn't celebrated equalling the record with 116 games for Real Madrid in any particular fashion, but it tells you that he's in territory in his own, which for 100 million euros and the wonderful footballer that we know he is, he should be in territory out on his own, both in terms of trophies, contributions, appearances. He needs a much better second half.
Victor Sanchez putting that one directly into touch, where it's saved by Zinedine Zidane. Ashraf with the throw, plays it back to Varane. Square now to Sergio Ramos. Asensio dropping back. Instead, Ramos sending one through the middle and over the top to Bailey. Heads it back to Isco from an offside position.
Flag up, and it looked as if it was by a distance. No protests from anybody. Bale had made his run, I think, just a little bit too soon. Not by much, but he's too soon. Linesman right on this occasion.
Here's that earlier move. Victor Sanchez had strolled into an offside position and had to stand back from that one. But Gerard Moreno doing well, proving a real handful there. Karim Benzema, one of the Real Madrid players, warming up. I couldn't recognise the other one who was so well covered. It is bitingly cold in the RCD Stadium. One number 4 and captain brings down the other number 4 and captain practically on the centre spot. It's a free kick to Real Madrid.
Well, there's a double surprise because that is a bookable challenge, and the double surprise is that in a game like this, because across his record against Real Madrid, Victor Sanchez has seen 2 red cards and 5 yellows, and quite how that wasn't one, I wouldn't like to speculate.
Kovacic. Varane. Ashraf inside to Llorente. Return ball. That's a good response from Ashraf. He did well to find Lucas, but Lucas dispossessed by Piatti. There's Piatti on the ball. Lovely footwork to keep it away from Ashraf. Sergio Garcia, it's a good challenge from Llorente. Aaron gets away from Lucas. He's clipped, I think, accidentally. It has to be a free kick.
Well read. There was no intention to bring him down there. Legs got caught up in the chasing man. Really pleased that the referee's seen it the way that you did.
Espanyol get the ball back in play quickly. Here's David Lopez floating one in towards Gerard Moreno. He got on the end of it. Didn't quite get the contact he wanted, but it was in between the 3 sticks. Nice guy, dropping from a height. The spotlights in the floodlights in his eyes. He gets a contact with it and puts it on target. 3 really good efforts by Gerard so far. That was a lovely ball from Kovacic to Lucas. Ashraf helping him out, wins the throw. But again, it's good defending by Espanyol. They looked vulnerable for a moment there as Lucas got on the end of Kovacic's pinpoint pass. Ashraf to Isco. Isco back to Llorente. Kovacic. Asensio. Gareth Bale. Asensio to Nacho. Asensio's cross. Advantage Diego Lopez. How important it is to have a top-class experienced goalkeeper.
It is, and for Quique Sanchez-Flores, I don't think the choice was particularly easy. He trusted Pau for a long time. He is a spectacular reflex goalkeeper. I think the suspicion is that Diego Lopez, one, his height, which the modern keeper tends to be 6'4", 6'5". Secondly, his experience calms quite a newly assembled team, quite a young team. The ball coming over Varane's head, that contact isn't perfect, but it makes Kayla make a save. It's on target. 3 best chances have all come from this Catalan leader, Gerard up front. Really, Simon, not only do Espanyol think they can win this, they should be ahead.
Keylor Navas sending it long. Nacho failing to get on the end of it. It will be a throw to Real Madrid, despite the complaints of the home fans. They give it away straight to David Lopez. Lopez feeding it through to Pablo Piatti. Here's Victor Sanchez. Not a good ball at all from Sanchez. Picked up straight away by Lucas. He's the danger man. Feeds Isco. Isco with a cross. And Diego Lopez is there. That was shocking from Victor Sanchez. Espanyol rather fortunate that Madrid, through Isco and Lucas, didn't make them pay for that one.
Saved by what I was talking about. Diego Lopez's good housekeeping. The ball's bouncing, it's under his body. That could have squirmed out. The turf is wet. Didn't though. That's the crucial thing.
Kept in play by Piatti. And that's an intelligent return ball from Sergio Garcia, who gets back on the playing surface. Does well to find Piatti. Moreno first time to Sergi Darder, tries a shot. It's blocked by Ramos. He felt that one. Darder continuing. Finally cleared by Varane. Only as far as David Lopez.
Really confident football.
Yep.
That it doesn't look like a team that hasn't won in 7 games. That's a team that thinks they can beat the champions tonight.
Aaron wins the throw. It came off Lucas Basquet. Certainly, Graham, since the restart, it's been all Espanyol.
I think so. They have come out fortified, believing that there are certain players from champions who don't fancy this. The weekend's results really benefited Real Madrid. The gap between them and the 5th place team is now 11 points. I think that Real Madrid don't believe Valencia will catch them for 3rd. I think there's been a relaxation, and it's not just related to the impending Champions League tie next week in Paris.
Sergio Garcia winning the battle over Sergio Ramos. Inside to Gerard Moreno. Moreno turns away from Kovacic. Gets a second bite of the cherry. It's taken off him cleanly by Kovacic once more. Asensio. Isco stretching. It comes through to Gareth Bale. Lucas is free to his right. Bale wants to go alone. Still Bale. Asensio. Kovacic tries the shot, and Diego Lopez able to palm it down, bounce it up and collect it.
Yeah, really well handled. That's the extra height that he has, the experience. He does bounce it, but he knows exactly what he's doing. Very, very good work.
Lopez sending it deep into the Madrid half. It's greeted by the head of Sergio Ramos, who complains, why aren't my attackers coming back to help out? That doesn't matter, because Isco's stolen one, lost rather easily by Martin Navarro. Loses his footing. Play on, says the referee. It's played out by David Lopez. First time from Sergio Garcia. Came off Nacho, throw into Espanyol. A little bit scrappy, some of this from Real Madrid.
But about Ramos, most of the rest of the team isn't showing Sergio Ramos style spirit, and they need to.
The throw quickly taken. There's Oscar Duarte. Piatti. Victor Sanchez. David Lopez, first time given away by Gerard Moreno. Here's Ramos. Maybe having almost heard your words getting into the Espanyol half. It came off Isco. Took a little bounce off Sergi Darder. Throw into Real Madrid. Llorente on the ball. Here's Lucas. Turns away from Piatti with ease. Still Lucas. Can't make the pass pay, but he had very few options. Now Isco. Kovacic. Back to Rafa Varane. Ashraf inside to Lucas. Wasn't the greatest ball. Well stolen there by Piatti. Ashraf brings him down. Free kick. No yellow card for that.
Piatti's unconvinced. I'm a little bit unconvinced. Again, you made a point about foul deep in the other half. In that instance, that's another break being prevented from flourishing in a position where there was some danger. I think many referees would have booked for that.
It's a free kick to Espanyol, as you can see, just inside the Real Madrid half as Karim Benzema continues warming up. Victor Sanchez to take it. Floating it in towards Gerard Moreno. Ramos heads clear. Kovacic helps it on its way. Only as far as Roca Sanchez. Sanchez. Lovely little turn away there from Nacho. Played through the middle beautifully to Sergio Garcia. Aaron free on the left, and it's just not the pass he wanted there. Still Espanyol come forward. That's blocked by Ashraf Hakimi as far as Sergi Darder. Aaron again. Inside to Darder. And it's not quite where he wanted to put it, I think. Down goes Gerard Moreno. But the ball going directly out for a goal kick.
Do you know, Simon, it's about 6 weeks since Stoke approached Espanyol to ask if they could talk to Quique Sanchez-Flores as his team's on the defensive.
Kovacic storming through the middle. He's a force of nature. Kovacic lays it off to Gareth Bale. On the turn, the Welshman's shot. Disappointing again.
I wonder if Bale is looking towards the sidelines and thinking, is it Benzema for me? The layoff is good enough. The time and space he has in the pocket there should allow him to test the keeper. But I go back to, as we look at Darder's poor ball, Stoke, I'm allowed to say, did ask me, phoned me to ask for references about Quique Sanchez-Flores, amongst many, many others. And I said, you'll be wise. He brings structure and order to a team. And with the resources you've got compared to Espanyol, you'd be buying well. In the end, he didn't go. Since when? He's had a draw and a victory against Football Club Barcelona. And tonight we're seeing a performance that, no matter how the scoreline ends, has re-established their credibility as a side that will stay in La Liga and is competing with, admittedly, an under-strength champions, but it's competing with Real Madrid and is not just on even terms, but is ahead on points.
Rafa Varane on the ball. Asensio to Llorente. Finds Lucas. Bullied off it by Aaron. Free kick given, though.
Shoulder to shoulder. I think there's a possibility that If that were a Premier League game, that might have been allowed. I don't know if you agree, as we see Karim Benzema ready to come on. I wonder who it's for, I wonder.
Well, I certainly would agree that that was shoulder to shoulder. I also agree that the last attempt from Gareth Bale, when set up there by Kovacic, was a shot of somebody who's lacking confidence. There was no belief in that shot.
Whatever Zidane does, I think Bale thinks he's coming off. Let's see.
There's Varane. We didn't quite catch that. Ramos, well aware of the danger, trotting back to play it back to his keeper, Keylor Navas. Navas clears. Kept in play. Kovacic back to Ramos. The only moment in this second half where we've seen Real Madrid look as if they could create some danger was that long run from Kovacic to the edge of the box. They certainly need to get a bit more up for this one, don't they?
If they want the 3 points, I genuinely think that they think they've got a margin now, that they will finish third, and that their thoughts are much more placed on Champions League. We'll see. It certainly would be embarrassing for them if Espanyol were to defeat them in a season when there's been so many shocks, home and away, for Zidane's team.
Oh, getting out of trouble there brilliantly, Kovacic. He finds Achraf Hakimi, who volleys it down side-footed to Asensio. Now Isco. The cross is blocked. It comes to Gale. Took a deflection, and Aaron hoiks it away.
Yeah, as he hits it there and he saw the deflection, there's just a little slump in his shoulders, as if to say, God, it really isn't mine out. Look at that, just...
Yeah.
Oh.
They have won a corner, however. It's a corner. Swung in low to the near post. And I think it came off Gareth Bale in the end. Unable to surprise Diego Lopez.
You phrased it correctly. It came off him, I think, rather than him striking at it. A movement of the leg. He tries to react. We must give him that. This is not pointless criticism. He directs it on goal, but this has not been Gareth Bale's night.
Just about kept in play. There's one for Piatti to chase, and look at the speed of Achraf Hakimi there. Not many players who can gain 3 yards over 10 on Piatti.
I totally agree. The test for the youngster was going to come if Piatti could get in about him with the ball at his feet and looking to commit him, looking to trick him. Using that, he's got tremendous sort of body language, Piatti, that can show you one way, take the ball the other. That hasn't really happened tonight, as Madrid play the ball long, but it's cut out perfectly. Espanyol's central defence on form tonight.
Falls for Lucas. He comes up against 3 blue and white shirts. The rebound to Achraf is picked up now by Isco. Lucas looking for the return ball. Victor Sanchez clears. Ramos is underneath it. Battling with Sergio Ramos. Varane to Kovacic. Oh, it's a nice ball. Gareth Bale. Can he put a better cross in this time? Plays it back instead. Isco just unable to link, and the final shot is a poor one.
Good catching
from Llorente.
It's twice tonight. Yep, he's had the opportunity, struck up the pace. That pass through to Gareth Bale was absolutely sumptuous. One of the best moments of the entire evening.
Isco, the man to be replaced by Gareth Bale. How are we supposed to read that? Is it a message from the Frenchman?
You would have thought that Isco is in the hierarchy above Bale, is being protected. He hasn't had a bad night. It maybe hasn't been his most magical of nights. He's brought threat when he's been on the ball. He's done very little wrong. That chap certainly would like his shirt, if possible. I don't know, I'm going to take a wild guess and say he's not going to get it.
It's a little bit chilly to be taking your shirt off in front of strangers, I think, in the RCD Stadium tonight. It's for Karim Benzema. He won't mind that because he had a decent performance against Alaves on Saturday. I'll go further. Decent isn't enough.
I'd have to say there were moments of absolute magic. Part of the reason that you and I love to watch that player is that he's packed full of invention. As we see the ex-Barca player Victor Sanchez going off.
To be replaced by Esteban, the Pirate Granero. That's not by any means a defensive change, is it?
No, I mean, when Atleti were beaten here, it was Granero's assist. I just think that that's going to bring more composure in the ball. I think it's an attacking move like you've worn. I do think also that one of the reasons that Victor is booked and sent off so much is this engine around 69, 70, 75 minutes, tires, and he puts in challenges that they don't need to. And Quique Sanchez-Flores does not want 10 against 11 on a night when they could still win this.
Well, he's certainly put in a shift tonight, covering almost 10 kilometres with 70 minutes not even on the clock. And that's what he gives to the team, isn't it? Enthusiasm, physicality.
They do. He does, and the Blue and Whites have outrun the champions tonight, as well as, in large parts, outplayed them.
Here's Roca Sanchez, returns it to Sergi Darder. He's got time to return it to the Colombian, who picks out Marc Navarro over the top for Granero's first touch. It's a return to the fullback. The cross is blocked, and Espanyol have to start all over again. Benzema well aware of the potential pass back to the keeper, which comes anyway. Two old teammates there, and Diego Lopez sending it into the control of Sergio Ramos and to Keylor Navas, who was forced to run a bit quicker than he might have liked.
He's been excellent tonight. So that might have been not exactly a red alert, maybe amber only, but every time there's been a need for him to bail his team out, Keylor's been available. Fantastic. I really admire him, Simon. Somebody who, you know, that if Courtois' signing, which is widely rumoured, does take place in the summer, Keylor will stay and he will fight for his place.
He will, and he's such a competitive spirit, isn't he? I mean, we spend so much time when we talk about La Liga Santander, talking about Jan Oblak at Atletico Madrid and Marc-Andre ter Stegen at Barcelona, and I sometimes think that Keylor Navas is just taken a little bit for granted. But as you point out, a keeper who has, in general, so little work to do, when he does it, when he's called upon, he's usually impeccable. And
that's in away games in the midweek against a side where it's not crucial that they win or lose, and it's in Champions League finals. It's in crucial Clásicos. He's an extraordinary competitor, and across those three that you've mentioned, we truly are blessed in this league.
Throw into Espanyol, Achraf Hakimi there, wrong-footed by Rafa Varane.
And you'll know, as the world watches La Liga, you talked about three different nationalities in Oblak, Stegen, and the fantastic Keylor Navas. And we have some domestic products too, who are absolutely super. And Neto's addition at Valencia, the Brazilian, it may be multicultural, but it's uni-talented.
And talking about the native competition, there's two of them in the RCD Stadium tonight. Both of them for Espanyol. Diego Lopez performing excellently so far. And on the bench, Pau Lopez, as well as Kiko Casilla for Real Madrid. It's given away there by Ramos, connected here by Sergio Garcia. And he's trying to link with Esteban Granero. It comes off the referee. Who would be a referee?
Exactly. I feel for referees in that situation. He was in the right place. It was only his knobbly knees that meant it was deflected in the wrong way. He's had abuse. He feels embarrassed, but he can't drop his concentration for 1 millisecond. Poor old Sanchez Martinez.
Of course, Esteban Granero milking that for all it was worth with the crowd, the arms wide open, the look of disgust.
That's what Pirates do.
Yeah, that would have been a goal if it had come to me, he's saying. He still had quite a lot of work to do. It's kept in play by Lucas. Lucas, beautiful ball. Asensio, twisting and turning. Granero sticking with him. Kovacic. Just turns away from Moreno. The cross whipped in by Nacho, cleared by Sergi Darder. Lucas dispossessed on the edge of the Espanyol area. I'm just thinking as we get nearer to the final 15 minutes, it looks as though Espanyol over the last couple are just starting to feel the effects of how much work they put in over the first 70-odd minutes. You can't keep it up for 90, can you?
Madrid are playing higher up the pitch. They're playing with more ambition. The movement of Benzema is giving more options. Bale's in the middle alongside him. The temperature has changed a little bit, but Real Madrid don't convince yet.
Here's what you wanted to see as Piatti tries to have a go at Llorente. Llorente standing his ground brilliantly there. Plays it back to Sergio Garcia. It's a poor attempt.
Yeah, on target again is the maximum you can say for it. Again, it's a skiddy pitch. We've seen keepers drop that, let it bounce off the chest, but in this instance, he picked the wrong guy. Over-ambitious. Maybe a mark of frustration from Espanyol as time ticks on. They're playing deeper and deeper and seeing the Real Madrid goal a little less.
Llorente avoiding the challenge of Piatti well. So too did Ashraf, who gets a return ball from Benzema. Managed even to nutmeg Sergi Darder there. He wins a free kick brought down by Pablo Piatti, and the young Moroccan right back stays down.
Memories of years gone by. I'd have to say, Simon, one of the most dramatic games I've ever seen in Spain was here in September 2004, in a similar situation as we see Piatti's foul. The then Madrid coach Camacho left out Beckham and Raul, lost 1-0 as Zidane has left Ronaldo out tonight. The difference being Camacho was gone within a couple of days. You didn't do that in those days. The Galacticos played.
Rafa Varane on the ball. Ashraf, not a good control. He puts it out of touch.
I caught a glimpse. I'm not certain if it was Baptista, but certainly there's a substitute coming now.
Yes, it is Baptista. Baptista, I beg your pardon.
That is worrying for Ashraf, who's had a creditable game tonight, re-establishing his reputation.
Granero involved there. Piatti doing well. It's straight to Sergio Garcia, who's quick to play it wide, where Marc Navarro keeps the ball in play, looks up, puts the cross in. Esteban winning the loose ball. Sergi Darder is a little bit slow to get the ball under control. Down goes Sergio Garcia. The referee shaking his head to say no, that is not a penalty.
It's a wasted opportunity. When this backwards header comes, Darder hits it first time. That's his option, that he, as soon as he forgets to do that, Garcia's offside, and then he runs back to get onside.
And he's a player who's got
he does.
Really strong right
does.
foot.
Yes, he does.
Just a lack of confidence perhaps there. That's a good ball for Aaron. Aaron's cross looks promising too. Again, it's Ramos with the clearance. Just bouncing over the head of Carlos Roca Sanchez. It's returned to him by Sergi Darder. Esteban Granero wide. The cross driven in low. Sergio Garcia. Oh, he does well to get the cross in.
Oh, superb.
It's a brilliant header from Gerard Moreno, and once again a top-class piece of goalkeeping from Keylor Navas.
A really canny build-up play, because it didn't look like the cross was going to be on. Moreno gets in front of his defender, I think it was Ashraf, but Ashraf puts body to body so that Gerard can't have a clean header. As we see the move break down and Diego Lopez pick up. I'd love to see that again, because that was super smart play by Espanyol. And throughout tonight, Simon, they've showed a patience. They've been willing to wait for the right chances. They've been willing to wait for the right passes. I say again, 88 minutes is the time in which they beat Barcelona, beat Atleti. They've learned under Quique Sanchez-Flores, a goal is as good if you don't concede when it comes at any stage in the match.
Granero. Sergio Garcia. Neat little ball to Marc Navarro. Navarro's attempted cross blocked by Ramos. It falls to Garcia. Tries a looping effort. Not far off target. And the fans, Graham, are really sensing there could be an upset.
They're loving this. They're loving this, as you and I are, because it's a team with their tails up. You see him claiming for a corner. It's a really nice strike, pardon me, and his lazy eye as he smiles at the referee tells you that he absolutely knows that that's his missed strike. I don't think there's a... I still do not think there's a touch there. He catches it on the toe of his shoe, as I'm certain we're going to see more changes. Indeed we do.
Pablo Piatti leaving the field of play. 11 kilometres for Pablo, less than 80 minutes.
They've done their work tonight. Each and every one of them have worked their socks off, and the fact that it's balanced here at 0-0, very, very creditable to them.
Do you think the three are going to play up front, Sergio Garcia, Moreno and Baptista?
There's no question that for the moment, Quique Sanchez-Flores wants to win this, and he wants to stretch Real Madrid. I think he may play three up front because he doesn't believe that the champions are flat out to win this.
It's David Lopez. 11 minutes to go before the 90 are up. And Real Madrid looking just a little bit out of sorts is Kovacic, to my mind, one of their best performers so far this evening. He finds Asensio. Asensio holding off Granero, winning the throw-in for Real Madrid. Gareth Bale, back to Ramos. Ramos, nice ball to Ashraf, who seems to have recovered from that earlier problem. Just about finds Lucas. Varane to his captain, Sergio Ramos. And that's into no man's land, headed clear by Marc Navarro.
Headed back by the man of the match so far, Carlos Roca Sanchez. When Jordi Lardin, the football director here, pinched him on loan to the end of the season from Fiorentina, they were getting a fabulous bargain.
They really were, and he's been absolutely perfect this evening, hasn't put a foot wrong. Gareth Bale complaining there that there was a push from Oscar Duarte. There was, but you have to stand up for that more. Gareth Bale really disappointing there to me. And this time, the free kick given, the hand goes into the pocket for a yellow card for young Aaron Canicol for his challenge on Lucas Basquet. But going back to that earlier challenge,
nailed it.
Bale's looking at the referee when the ball hasn't even come to the ground. You've got to be tougher than that.
It's when there's a deluge of criticism of Bale, irrespective of how he's playing, that I come out and defend him. It's when he's playing like this that people look and say, where's your heart? Do you represent the club's badge as he walks off looking disconsolate? Have you been worth the money? As we see him being replaced with a guy with a completely different attitude, completely different spirit. Ceballos probably takes things to the edge and over, whereas Bale tonight he hasn't just disappointed you and I, the Madrid fans. I think he's let himself down a little bit, Simon.
I think he will, and I think he can expect some rather harsh headlines tomorrow, especially if Real Madrid aren't able to do something special in these last 9 minutes, which of course they always are. Benzema just unable to link with Ashraf. Oh, it's given away there rather poorly by Baptistao, who seemed to kick out at Varane. Play on, says the referee. Picked up by Kovacic. Nacho. Here's Dani Ceballos. Asensio's cross. Nobody at the far post, except for Leo Baptistao. Sends it down the line, straight at Llorente. Kovacic again, doing all the dirty work and doing it well for Real Madrid. It's a good cross from Hashimi. Under pressure, headed clear by David Lopez, only as far as Ceballos, getting into the box, Benzema. And it's neatly taken off him by Esteban Granero. Intelligent ball from Sergi Darder. 3 against 2 here. If Sergio Garcia can get some pace going, it's not the greatest ball to Leo Baptistao, who goes down. And what does the referee give here? I think probably a goal kick.
I think he thinks there was a charge. We've talked about shoulder charges, what we both find acceptable in football. We're about to look at Baptistao buying one because he sees him, he stops, and he makes it look more of a barge than it actually was.
And also, Graham, because he knew there was absolutely nothing for him to do from that situation. It was really lazy play by Sergio Garcia.
Yeah, I praise Garcia's abilities and vision so much that I'm baffled why he didn't see the ball to the right. If his left foot was more agile, that should have gone straight across the other side of the pitch where there was an over.
Well, either way, it's a free kick that's in a slightly better position than had it been a corner, and it's a real specialist about to take it. Esteban the Pirate Granero. Plenty of blue and white shirts in the box. Oscar Duarte's up there to add his physical presence. In it comes, and it's headed clear. Spectacular fashion. Comes back to Granero, can't bring the ball under control under the pressure of Asensio, and it's a throw in to Real Madrid, to the disappointment of Granero.
He and the crowd are disappointed, and this is the agile turn, and this is where Ashraf does his very best. He's been outworked by Gerrard, but just by putting his body to body, it means that the leading scorer can't put Espanyol 1-0 up. And I've got back to just a minute ago there when we saw Granero copying what Joaquin did for Betis, when there was an overload for Betis and Mandy eventually scored, the one thing you have to criticise, because Granero's delivery outside the range of Kehler into the 6-yard box wasn't met by any blue and white shirted colleagues running in and overloading that area as it should have been.
Rafa Varane plays the ball square to Sergio Ramos. Ramos picking out Nacho. It's a poor one. Picked up by Ceballos. That's a player who hasn't been getting too many minutes lately, and a very poor control from him. He'll be disappointed with himself there. Throw into Espanyol. We're just about to enter the final 5 minutes of this one. Still no score in the RCD Stadium. Sanchez, bit of an up and under there. Sergio Garcia got the touch. Darde completely missing it. Lucas and Llorente, it's stolen by Baptistão. Not a bad pass, but that's Sergio Ramos defending, and he does absolutely brilliantly. Got the touch he needed, got the contact with his right shoulder on the attacker, and trouble over for the time being. They managed to give it away again. Lucas recuperating from his own mistake and wins a goal kick for Real Madrid, and then apologises to his defence.
You know, when you and I are commentating, we see Sergio Ramos getting his 19th or soon his 20th, 21st red card. The reason that the fans back him, that the coach backs him, is that winner spirit, that when he's focused, when his temper is not in question, he remains, even at his age, very probably the best centre-back in the world in terms of centre-back defending. Not a better footballer with the ball at his feet than Piqué, but boy, oh boy, I'd like to see anybody who's better than him.
There he is, with the header, Roca Sanchez winning it. And Benzema there asking his teammates for a little bit more oomph on the pitch, I think. It's been a grey performance from
good description, really good description. Maybe that's what happens when you leave out Benzema and Carvajal and Ronaldo, and Kroos isn't available, nor is Modric. Maybe this is what you get.
Baptistão, still Espanyol dominating possession and territories. Not a bad cross, headed clear by the excellent Varane. Stolen by Kovacic, but Oscar Duarte was there to block his way. Moreno, decent ball down to Navarro. Here's Roca Sanchez with the outside of his right foot. Picks out Aaron. Sergi Darde. This is better from Espanyol. Granero is well defended. Tremendous work from Llorente here, but very little movement from his teammates. He had no options to make the pass. Now it's given away again. Roca Sanchez picks out Marc Navarro. Sanchez. This is Oscar Duarte. Sergi Darde to Aaron. Down the line into space for Leo Baptistão. Baptistão looks up. Puts the cross in. Advantage Ramos. Only as far as Sanchez. That one might fall nicely for Sergio Garcia. It's a good ball indeed to Moreno. Moreno with the left foot. Across the face of the goal. He had options there.
Can I direct you to the clock which tells us that 88 has just ticked, and when he got his turn in there, and I remembered the goal against Atletico Madrid, the goal against Barcelona, which came in minute 88, he's onside. He bends his body just nicely, and I thought he was going to find the far corner of the net. This is lovely football.
It certainly was.
By millimetres.
Yeah. You could see the call from Leo Baptistão calling for it as he made the run into the box. I don't think Moreno saw him. I don't think Moreno's option was a bad option.
I think he saw the headlines is what he saw. He would claim to you as Borja Mayoral enters the fray, he saw the top corner. He also saw the headlines.
I think they were both decent options. He just didn't quite come on for him. He had to have the shot he fell well, but you can't miss too many chances against Madrid. Ramos coming forward. He lays that one off to Ceballos. Ceballos to Lucas. Lucas across to the far post. Headed clear by Roca Sanchez. We should call him Mountain Sanchez after tonight.
River deep, mountain high.
Here's Lucas. We're in the final minutes of regulation time in the RCD Stadium. Gerard Moreno does brilliantly there. Llorente tries to hold him back. He sets Sergio Garcia through. He tries to trick Keylor Navas, and that's not easy to do.
But his awareness was that at no stage in his career, particularly at this age, was he going to outrun Varane. The idea was, I have nothing else. Let's see if I can loft it over Keylor Navas. Like you say, an unlikely option, but a better option than a foot race.
Well, the home fans making themselves heard. That one falling to Asensio, flicks it back to Ramos. Ramos to Benzema. He gets a rebound off Gerard Moreno. Benzema. Still Benzema. Dani Ceballos to Ashraf. Ashraf's cross blocked by Baptistao, hoiked away by Gerard Moreno. Sergio's going to chase it a bit. Rafa Varane, 3 minutes added. Llorente. Lucas. That seemed like almost like a handball. In the end, it's turned away by Marc Navarro, who will see that one in his dreams tonight.
He will indeed. Hard stopping stuff at both posts. As Asensio broke free, you wondered, will he shoot, will he square? And as Marc Navarro reaches out, you've seen all the defensive own goals of your life flashing in front of your eyes. But what it turns out was, he knew exactly what he was doing.
The corner floated in. The referee wants words. Having strong words with Oscar Duarte and Sergio Ramos. Probably two of the tougher characters out on the pitch. Involved in a little bit of hugging and a kiss in there as the corners floated in. Ramos wasn't far away from that. Point away by Sergio Garcia. And finally Llorente, who of all the Madrid players has covered probably the most kilometres tonight. He was back in time to play that one back to Keylor Navas.
He's one of 3 or 4 whose reputation has gone up on tonight's performance.
The whistle goes for the excessive physicality of Sergio Ramos.
And whatever we're saying about his teammates, there's a guy who just doesn't want to take a 0-0 draw home to the Spanish capital. Playing as an auxiliary centre forward without this being crucial, that's just Sergio Ramos to the core.
Diego Lopez to take the resulting kick. There's 1 minute to go in the RCD Stadium. He finds Granero. Granero loves the skill. Lovely ball too. Sergio Garcia, can he make the cross pay? Return ball to Moreno. It's Espanyol. It's 1-0 to the Bunchies. They've done it in the final seconds of the game. And what a finish to this performance, which from Espanyol has been knocking on the door for the whole of the second half. Real Madrid looking as if they didn't quite take this game as seriously as they should. And it's Gerard Moreno who finally gets his just desserts, his 11th goal of the season. That is 3 more points gone from Real Madrid.
Well, the sweet thing about the just desserts is that this is the combination that got the 1-1 draw against Barcelona. And Sergio Garcia waits. He sees in the middle that there's a brilliant option. He sees Baptistao's height, but he looks at Varane. Gerard has dropped. We've talked all night about the chances he's been given, the fact that he's the leading scorer, the fact that he's played every single minute of every La Liga game for Espanyol. His movement to receive matches the vision from the leader, Sergio Garcia. The ball's perfect. That shot off the turf makes it doubly difficult for Keylor Navas, particularly on a night when we've seen that the turf is firm, but it's got a spring in it because of the moisture. That is, you called it thoroughly deserved, and it's the winner, Simon.
Practically the last touch of the game is the kickoff to restart. Espanyol have put in a real hard day's night of work this evening in the RCD Stadium. Fitting, I think, that it should be Gerard Moreno, clearly their top man. And for a team that's been struggling, 7 games without a win, Real Madrid come to the RCD Stadium and are defeated 1-0 in the 93rd and final minute of the game.
Let's say two things. They're big wins. Atleti, Real Madrid, Barcelona have come in 88, 88, 93. Hello, the fitness coach. Let's also say, when a team can beat Atleti, Real Madrid and Barcelona and show this kind of calm, Gerrard makes the run, finds a space, punishes Real Madrid. What are they doing in 15th place in La Liga?
Absolutely. Well, presumably they'll move a little bit higher, won't they, after this? But that was a 1-2 between Gerard Moreno and Sergio Garcia.
Absolutely classic. And that knowledge about holding, and there's a player who will not run with Gerrard as he moves into the box that Zidane will be having words with. Back at the Valdebebas training ground as of tomorrow. This has been dispiriting, an experiment from Zidane that hasn't worked. Certainly the players who've been saved have fewer miles in their legs. But look at the stadium, look at the pride. Look at this leader. Steve Archibald has been giving him praise all season for coping with the things that he doesn't do well and emphasising the things that Gerrard does do well. That was a great goal.
Let's have words with Real Madrid's keeper, Keylor Navas. It must leave you with quite a sour taste in the mouth after that. A poor performance from Madrid.
Yeah, it's obvious we're going to feel sad. We came here to win. We're going home beaten. I think we have to learn that games like this can trick you. We have to think about the way forward.
Is it a step backwards?
It's not a big disaster. Often when you play with hunger, you can lose. When you lose, you have to show your character and come out of the situation and change our mentality for what's to come.
When we saw the lineup, I mean, is it because the team's lacking tension, do you think?
Yeah, it was complicated. Circumstances went against us, but we're top pros. We have to give everything that's needed to win games like this and come out of this situation in a better shape. We just work. We keep working.
There were plenty of absences today. That worked for you last season. It hasn't worked this season. Do you notice that you're a little bit more uncomfortable? You haven't been able to find the moment of form you're looking for?
Look, it's complicated. Some years things come off better than others. We're a group. We're a team. We work on the field. Whether we win or lose, we pull together all the time.
The words of Keylor Navas, and right now we're going to have words with the scorer of the winner, Gerard Moreno. Congratulations. Stand over here so that the telly can see you better. Obviously, it has to be this way. But first of all, congratulations. You've enjoyed beating the big teams in the last minute this season.
Yeah, we have so much confidence going to the late stages of games. We have to win more regularly, obviously, but this gives us huge morale. We've had a bad run of not winning, but this win will push us onwards.
That last goal in the last move of the game, what does that show?
We were strong. We were good the whole game. We knew our chances would come, and it went like that. It happened like this against Atleti, against Barca. We know that if a chance comes our way towards the end of the game, we will score it, and we did it.
You could tell that there was more tension maybe for Espanyol than the Madrid players. In other words, you were more up for it.
Look, we knew that we owed our fans, that some of our results recently haven't been to any of our tastes. This one we had to win. We love to send them home happy. They deserve that. We were super pleased for the fans tonight.
The win moves you a little bit away from the relegation zone. Can it give you time to try and fight for 7th place?
Look, right now it's step by step, game by game. That objective is far too far away. In all honesty, realism says that this win will give us calm, patience, and let's see where it'll take us.
The words of Gerard Moreno. Another goal from him, another winner. Espanyol with the win over Real Madrid in Cornellà Prat, the RCDE Stadium. And I think, Graham, we both agree it's been a rather disappointing, slightly grey performance from Real Madrid. Great for Espanyol that it should be such a moment of clarity and quality that wins the 3 points right at the death.
We listened to Gerrard saying that they believed, that they knew that not only would a chance present itself, that they would take it. We can all talk like that. Footballers can sometimes do that, but you must be physically very, very fit and full of stamina, that your brain is working as clearly as the two of them were for that brilliant 1-2 and the finish which gave them the win.
And the final question, seeing Zinedine Zidane's lineup tonight, has the French manager made a basic error, do you think, in resting certain players and choosing others?
I genuinely believe that they are comfortable in believing that they will finish third now that Valencia don't catch them. That's their bet. Their second bet is that their fans will be looking much, much more